Hello and welcome, as it is the 11th day of, well, now 12th day of March 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and of the like. Well, that's within each his own risk and their own reward. Alrighty then. I haven't done a video in a few days, and I've been trying to just get my head around everything that's going on, not only within the markets, but in particular, of course, the virus that has gotten a lot larger than I thought it was going to get to, and probably larger than most people as well. The NBA season has been canceled as NBA superstar Rudy Gobert has been affected. And I think the lockdowns and all of this is going to get to the situation. I don't really know what to think for the most part. As well, for years, really 12, 13, 14 years, ever since, well, 12 years really, we'll say, when I've been realizing that the economy, the money system is on its way out. That how is the complete economic collapse? How is this story going to play out? And I can never really think of how, like what little driving forces would there be? And of course, this is one I couldn't even imagine, because it's going to start, I got to believe, this is the beginning of the end of the economic model system, and I don't know what this is going to translate into for the next little while. I was going to make a video last night. I didn't. I was going to say I'm just going to be really busy because of fantasy sports, and right now I don't think I'm going to be losing out on some action. I wouldn't be surprised if the National Hockey League would cancel, or really cancels the rest of the season as well. Major League Baseball, they might try to forego it. This is just crazy. March Madness, they're doing empty arenas, and I think maybe they'll do a lot of that. But for the world to even get to this type of nature, now what do? You do stuff like all concerts that we have, different everyday conventions that hotels and different places and different convention centers always have, your everyday meetings with people. You're going to be looking at strangers. Does he or does she have it? Oh, someone coughs normally. I mean, think nothing of it before, but we're crazy times. As far as the markets are concerned, Bitcoin, are we at the level where we make this head and shoulders pattern? Well, what I've noticed or thinking, this doesn't mean we're not going to have selling. Where, with all the panic going on, why are we not getting any major moves? And I know we've had this. This was a big day right here. Dow Jones, or not the Dow Jones, the Bitcoin down at 9 2/3% on this day here. And then just doing this sideways action since this point. Are we at the stage where we're going to come down and retest these levels? I don't know. Maybe we will. The way things going, I wouldn't be surprised. But the volatility of this nature of these markets is just going to continue to get wild. We're going to see a lot of things happen on a fundamental level on so many different things today that within the Thursday session. Anyway, let's take a look at some let's take a look on the single hour term before we get into some other markets. We'll go into the traditional markets after this, then we'll go to I only want one couple altcoins I'm going to talk about. Failed breakout here, comes down, and then nothing but the decline within the 18. This little bit of a failed breakout again, and now instantly back down. This is almost a surety to me that we've already spent too much time down here. And yeah, maybe we'll continue to range bound this market, but I'm going to doubt that. And we're probably going to have another leg lower, whether it will or not. Time won't tell. I just think it's more favorite to happen. The Dow Jones is down significant right now. And for such, I'm just going to use FinViz because I don't know, the screen sizing should work out fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave that and then come back to it. But as we can see for the markets today, I mean, the whole ticker symbol, everything here is in red. Down 1,500 on the Wednesday session on the Dow, close to 6%, 5% on the NASDAQ almost, and close to 5% on the S&P. And when we take a look at how things are going as far as where the pre-markets are at, the Dow is down 1,200 points since the close. So in the single hour term, This is what it's been like. Just continuously having down movements one by one and one by one. We look at this on a more longer term time frame. I mean, this is an interesting spot. It's way overexpanded, and I guess let me just look at it weekly, I suppose, because weekly is a really good one. I mean, you see the straight down movement on the weekly, retesting these lows, and you can say short term it's way overextended. And are you early or late to the party in selling? In that, early or late because it's been down so much, and we could maybe pop this thing up in the next few days up to 26, but hey, I mean, right now the decline's in play. That pop might not happen until it's already down several thousand more. And then on the monthly, I mean, is this the start of what we're going to go down, breaking below 20, 18, 17, 16? You'd rather be out at 22 than you would at 16 or 15, 14. And does 14 even hold if we, or when, I should be thinking, we get there? The volatility index, the VIX, is just going skyrocket high. It's not too far from the 2008 levels. We're in full global panic mode right now on this planet, I gotta believe. I've never seen anything like this. I'm really for a lack of words to say, hence the reason why there hasn't been a video for a few days. Another big reason, because all the stuff I've been saying is just happening as far as these movements anyway. And that's 7,700 for that inverted head and shoulders pattern and stuff like that. That was the combination of the two reasons. So let's go back to TradingView, and that's just one of my, this is just an old, 904, yeah, that's old school. So what else do I want to show? Gold and silver. Might as well take a look at some of that. Okay, as far as altcoins are concerned, PIVX, like that's an interesting one. HBAR was interesting, but when all these things are pretty much lining up in the red. Let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance, because I really haven't looked at that in a while. The while is in like a day or so. It's breaking, it's got a nice bullish pattern here to the upside. This line that I got in, we can see test number here, the first tested on February 26th. This test to me is nothing more than previous support from January 18th to 19th. This isn't something I would fib line, so it's not normally that's what it is, but anyway, March the 8th, we tested again, a little bit of a pullback. We tested in the Wednesday session, so to me it looks like we're having an excitation of this. And if that's the case, it's probably going to result in Bitcoin going down and other coins going down more as the most likely event that's going to occur. So let's move on to gold and silver. Gold right now having a little bit of a decline. And to me, I got to believe, thinking this is something people are going to flurry into within the fundamental news that is going to take place when you got money and you're just thinking, okay, I think it's time I got to get seriously about getting into different asset classes and or what's good investments. I got to think gold and silver is going to work. If the physical commodity during this situation will, of course, end up seeing short term, do we have any serious deflation in this as well, especially if markets like the stock markets and the traditional markets go through their share as well. We can see in the silver, we had the nice little breakout here on the monthly chart, getting above last July and August, and several months just flipping back and forth. And it was breaking out January, February, getting above these levels of resistance highs. And now such a bearish red candle, and right now, what are we, a third of the way through almost, about, we'll say. This month, most certainly a bearish follow through within this live monthly period. Weekly, red candle down, a little bit of a green, and then giving it all back like this as it's doing so at the 18 lows, trying to break this upward neutrality stage within this previous test zone here. Doesn't look too probable of future gains. In fact, if anything, I would have to think that this thing has a chance of having a decent sized fall. It could go down to like 15.5, and this is all fundamentally driven based on, of course, the coronavirus situation and the stock markets that are going to be going through their large falls as well. Single hour term time frame, the 9 p.m. it leaves the 18, doesn't find the greatest of support. It's already cut through this level, so I have to think when I'm going to wake up, the price is going to be lower than 16.49. With that being said, we are at this level of support at 16.38. It could pierce it and go back up. And when I say it's going to be lower than that, that means it could go down to like, say, 1601 and then back up to like 1660. That wouldn't surprise me. I would still count that. I'm expecting monster volatility. And these markets are getting their asses destroyed. There's going to be up moves that are going to happen as well. But these are times we're history in the making right now. This is situations and events that people are going to be talking about for hundreds and thousands of years, I think. What happened at 2008 as an early indicator, and as far as the stock market and the Lehman Brothers and everything there. But of course, this one, the big one here, of this complete, almost the everything bubbles and all the things that are coordinated with it. And to me, we've just had this straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, that's, I think, almost literal. Well, no, it's not. It's definitely not literal. But I think it's it. We're going to have the next little while of, there's going to be volatility, big time volatility to come. And let's now go back to, again, I wanted to mention about Ripple. Not Ripple, PivX. So it's got an interesting chart in the daily. I thought Theta was going to kick ass, and it's getting its ass kicked right now. So we'll talk about that because it's in failed move situation as well. But all these levels of resistance, and this is the Bittrex exchange, and even Binance has some of this, a lot of this action too. But these things just come up and go back down. So if they could ever hold any of these moves, that would be fantastic. Well, I had a several-day rally from January 31st up to February the 11th. But what's been fantastic about that rally is that it's held both of those big support moves. The first one being this, and it's supposed to be in the drawing tool, this one in here. I have to draw it, I have to like get it twice. I have to click it, probably because I'm using wireless keyboard and mouse. With that being said, beautiful gain from that point in here. Support where we came from, and we attempt to rally it. Didn't hold where you wanted to, but it kind of did, because you want to hold it with a higher low, but it did with a matching one. A little bit of this move in here, matched again. Now it goes up to the 18, no decline. Well, a little bit of a decline, but instantly 1, 2, and then so far today, continuation. So this to me looks like, okay, if we can just hold on here on the short run, even better yet, hold in this area here within this level of resistance, maybe come up a little bit further to match at least this high, but maybe even this one here, and then hold maybe this general area as a little move. But when these things go, these things can have fantastic moves. And as we can see, this, and all of this stuff going on right now, I think is going to pass. I mean, I can't say that for sure, but usually stuff like this would. And we're going to get at least create some sort of go backs and or create a new norm. And part of the creation of new norms, will cryptocurrencies be a part of that equation? And I do have to, it is the question mark. But if the answer to that is yes, then having the type of parabolic moves that can occur like this can happen at any given time. That's it's just a crazy, crazy market and world that we're living in. And because of that, and I just don't want to keep rambling, although it's not even close to 20 minutes, it says. So anything else? Yeah, Theta. I got a lot of stuff. Whatever. 1,200 Satoshi on Theta. Down to that line. Man, do I have any buys in play? You know, there's a couple of coins I'm like, geez, I don't feel like depositing that yet. And hourly time frame. Well, it's down to this line, so I gotta think I got it. I'm gonna look at this. That's my video's almost over. But that's got a lured buy or two for me. This thing looked like it was going to break out. Oftentimes from a failed move that gets its ass kicked. And we can see just even... I'll click it twice. This one here. That it got above these levels of resistance. And then it was unable to hold. And then this level of support... Well, it supported a few times in here. And then it resisted it. But that failed move. Didn't mean to click on that. I meant to click on a button below it, which is the erase button. But this one here, there's that ultra failed breakout getting above. No go. Well, So we'll see how we react now that we're at 1200. Do we bounce from this level? And what kind of bounce do we get? Because the answer was yes, we bounced from here. We got a good bounce. Maybe we will get phenomenal bounces. I'm definitely going to have to change this alert. I'm most likely going to have to buy some things. I think it was Ripple that I... No. Ripple was what I did. Bitcoin Cash. That was the one. And it's holding in there. So what's the ratio look like for me? And that's what I like to do is trade ratios. So Bitcoin Cash and Theta. I mean, it's breaking out higher. Yeah, so 2,800. That'll be it for today. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and best of luck with the... well, this world's getting crazy. Bye-bye.